had some just overall thoughts on today's win. Obviously, a hard-earned win, one that you guys are probably pretty thankful to escape with.
Yeah, thought Mason was really good. Thought he commanded his fastball good. Queen came in and got himself in a little bit of a pickle and pitched out of it. And Sub went in and picked up Gerton there in the ninth. Thought that was really good. And thought the guys did a good job with their intent. Going to the plate, just didn't have a lot to show for it.
Go ahead, Eric.
Just out of curiosity, as someone who's never, played in those positions before, what's the difficulty in what Cal's been able to do in terms of kind of playing this newer position, at least at the college level, and doing it so well defensively?
Cal Conley, we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Shortstop, you got to pick the ball up clean. Anywhere else on the field, you might have the luxury, if it's hit hard, to knock it down and throw it over there. Guys got to have good foot speed, got to have good hand-eye coordination. The better you can read the ball off the bat, the better you are. Cal, that was a good play at the end of the game. A really good play. It's a matter of inches. And, a lot of that comes down to reading bat angle and just really your first step. And that's where guys that can really run at the big league level, some of them, or maybe they're bigger people, also. The first 10, 15 yards is important in a baseball game.
All right, we'll move to Don.
Tim, what did you think of their starting pitcher and y'all's approach against him, kind of waiting until you could get something going to break through?
Yeah, I thought he was I thought he commanded the fastball. I thought he had a really good plan. And what I mean by that is he mixed when he needed to mix. He was an aggressive kid. And he hit the mid a lot and benefited from that. And he was ahead in the count quite a bit. And as far as our approach, again, I thought our intent was good. We probably took more strike threes looking than you'd like. But you tip your hat to him. He made some pitches. He had better stuff. I think he was still 94. Last inning he was out there.
And so that kid was from Leander Rouse High School. And Mason Montgomery being from Leander, do you know, have they faced each other in high school or know each other?
I don't know the answer to that. It'd be interesting to know, though. I'm sure their guy. What year was their guy?
He was a sophomore, and Montgomery listed as sophomore. They're both listed as sophomores.
Yes, so they're both in their third year.
And both from Leander.
Yeah, I'm sure. They probably have.
We'll go back to Eric.
Tell us a little about Jason.
Coach, just in general, what are you going to leave Houston happy about in terms of what you guys were able to do over the weekend as a whole?
I thought the challenge of facing three different teams is unique. It's always unique. Your preparation, your turnaround time. I'm going to say we faced each team's best guy, even though I don't know that for sure. I thought the guys, again, battled. I thought they played 9 innings for the most part. There wasn't a whole lot of let up there. It's got a lot of guys on the mound. And so there's a lot of good came out of the weekend and played some good close baseball. Those are the games you got to love to be a part of.
Don, did you have another question?
Yeah, just looking, your last 4 games, you've allowed, I think, a total of 7 runs. How do you feel about where your pitching is right now, just as a staff?
I mean, as a staff, it's there's a lot of guys in there we'd like to get going. And the cool thing is there are guys that are pitching ahead in the count. There's guys that are throwing their secondary pitches for strikes, and it's not necessarily the guys that throw, in the mid 90s or really hard. It's about executing pitches, and the example's there for some of them, to learn how to pitch. And it's really early as far as all those guys are concerned, based on when we got back to school and kind of where we are in the season.
Who do you expect to pitch on Tuesday and Wednesday against Gonzaga?
Same two went last week. Same order. Dallas and Hampton.
Coach, just kind of piggybacking off of your comment about seeing those best three out of those three teams, what does that mean going forward for you? They pitched well, they went deep, you faced them, well each time. So what do you take from that as you move forward at this point in the season?
Yeah, I mean, what we got to do is we got to look at each individual and see what we can do to help them with their plan. And as far as talking about offense, and obviously, hitting's, it's a big challenge. And, when guys can throw the secondary pitch the way these guys could this weekend that we faced, there's going to be times where, you're on the fastball and it just doesn't happen. And, again, I think the biggest thing is individualizing plans throughout, the season.
All right, we have time for just a couple more. Eric, you're up next.
Coach, out of curiosity, when you have this kind of challenge of having 3 games against 3 teams in a weekend and then an immediate series in the next 2 days, is that a team that you guys have looked at already, planned for a little bit already, or when do you start kind of the game plan for Gonzaga?
We've looked at some scores. We haven't really looked in deep on it. Between now and Tuesday afternoon, we get to the ballpark. I mean, that's when you do that stuff. Whenever there's no specific time, but you got to get it done between now and then.
Anything else for Coach? All right, go ahead, Eric.
Then I guess just you talked about some of the things you liked over this weekend. What kind of areas would you like to see your team take a step forward, maybe even in this midweek series?
Really just keep trying to find rhythm and timing. And, we try to make hitting about, are you moving on the right pitch instead of the results? Having a plan at the plate. Same thing on the mound. Make it about executing pitches and not about the results. And, the more we can use the physical aspect of the game to get better at the mental and to be where our feet are, the better we'll be.
Okay, that'll do it for today. Thank you, everyone.
Could I ask one final? I'm sorry, Ty.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sorry.
Keith.
Thank you, Coach. Just a little outside of the games. You had a couple guys, one on Friday, one today, that were former signees. Are those relationships still there? What does it mean to see those guys go and, find success in other programs?
I was really proud of brother. He got to go to Navarro Junior College and got to play in Grand Junction and hit a lot of home runs. And, it's been really fun. It's always fun watching those guys. It's fun watching them have success. You want everybody to be able to pursue their own dreams. And he's doing that, and he's getting to play every day. And I think the other one you're talking about is Justin, as far as on Corpus.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
get to see him, and, he's a great kid, and glad he's getting to pitch out of their bullpen. And so anybody anytime something like that happens, we wish them the best, and absolutely we try to do whatever we can for them, from here on, just like we would if they were here.